these ideas in an article in Astounding Science Fiction in about 47 or 48, which I thought was a spoof. I've been watching this all along. The few things I know about, or think I know about it, is that it's extremely authoritarian, and that a lot of the early converts were Catholics.
I don't know that that's true.
Don't know that that's true. My other impression from the single upper...
My husband's parents weren't, so...
Single upper reaches of this business was a guy who claimed to have extrasensory powers and said he got them because of Scientology.
Right.
Okay. And he was also one of the biggest egoists I have ever met. Is this common in Scientology as well?
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, think about it. You're groomed right away. Those are wogs, right? So right away from
Those
the
are what?
wogs. That's what they call it. Anybody who isn't a WOG. So
So
anybody who isn't a Scientologist is a wog. So right away they're just wogs. You know, it's like, oh, she works for a wog. Don't worry about it. Oh, her mother's a wog. You know, it's just like they're wogs and up, right? So
Okay.
of course, yeah. All right. So I think. Wait. Let me just get these guys. You had your.
I want to know if you thought about the large picture. What do you attribute Hubbard's motives to be in wanting to control people's minds?
I think it's a combination of money and power. You know, it's like it's very powerful to own people and be able to tell them what to do and have a group of people that are following you religiously and, you know, whatever you say they're going to do, you know, and that's what I think. I think he was, as one of, who's the psychiatrist here? Someone pointed out to me, yeah, that he was a paranoid schizophrenic, and he was. So, you know, with that, it was part of his, I would imagine that's part of it, right? Yeah.
Right here. Yeah. Well, it was kind of the same question I had. What was the goal? What was his goal in this? And you said money and power. Where did the money go? All this money.
Okay, now a couple of things I will read. You know, it's like the goal they say is to clear planet Earth, right? And clearing, you remember, is the reactive mind. So, and Hubbard very fanatically says we need to take over the media, we need to take over all the political leaders. We need to be in control, okay? And that is their goal. They can try to fluff around it now because it's a PR flap, and they call that a flap when it's enough said. People don't like that. And now critics are out talking about it, so now they're like, well, you know, that's not really true. But it is true. It is true. Even like the Xenu story. I was on, one of the ladies was, she said she was the president of Scientology. I don't think she is. I think she's the president of one of their churches. But she was like, someone asked her about the Xenu story, and she said, oh, I'm not going to talk about that science fiction stuff. And frankly, I wasn't really talking about Xenu that much because I feel like it's their belief, they can do what they want. But it's not really a belief, it's a business, okay? So you have to remember that. People buy and they invest in it and they invest their lives in it, and then they find out they're screwed, okay? So yes, I think it's a good thing to talk about it. And B, it doesn't work. And C, now they're lying about it, so I'm talking about it. There you go. Where does the money go? That's a good question. It's somewhere. I'll tell you one thing, the upper echelon live like kings. They do. They live fantastically. I went to some events where I helped them, and you know they've got all the food, and then there's the seer with the beans and rice on the other side. It's pretty fantastic.
Now that you're studying it, do you see similarities with some of our current fundamentalists?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. The difference is that fundamentalists have beliefs, okay? So they can leave. I mean, they're still pretty fanatical. Like I went to a thing, Steve Allen was against cults. And Scientology sent me there to hear Steve Allen. Just to find out if Steve said Scientology was a cult or not. Isn't that amazing? He didn't. What he talked about was about 10 years ago, and all he did was read the Bible. And he said, if these Christian fundamentalists get into office, we are toast. Right? He predicted it. He was way ahead of us. All right.
Are there any credible independent statistics on how Scientology is doing? Growing, shrinking?
Well, you can go on, it's called altreligions.scientology. It's a news group that you can go on, and there is a lady named, what is her name? lady in San Francisco. Christy Walker. And she and Sheridan, those two people, kind of keep statistics of what's actually happening. Like in the old days, their big course, they used to have like 200 people on it. Now they have about 4 graduates. You know, so it's dramatically decreased. And so you can go on there and read those, and those have the statistics of actual courses and who's on them. They say they have 8 million members. The truth is, they have billions of people that can't stand to get their promotional things, and every single person that ever signed up for anything, they count as a member. Even if they've written to them 9,000 times and said, take me off your mailing list.
What's the site again?
ALT, religion, and alt dot, it's not slash, it's alt dot, religion dot Scientology.
That's not a website though, that's a news group.
It's a news group. Yeah, it's a news group. It's not a blog, it's a news group.
Is there comma or anything after?
No.
You have to access.
You can access it through Z. I'll tell you how to access it because it's really easy. You go to xenu.net, Xenu, xenu.net, and in that it has frequently asked questions. About the middle of the frequently asked questions is how to get to Alt Religion Scientology, and it has a hyperlink. You just click on that and it'll take you there. That's the easiest way. Yeah.
How did L. Ron die, and did they enshrine him in a tomb, and was he beatified, into a mythical character?
Well, it's an interesting story. How did L. Ron Hubbard die? Did they, build him in a tomb and everything? You would think they would. No, they didn't. What happened is he died up north of here on a ranch. I don't have all the facts on how he died, but you can go on the internet and type it in and read it. But I know that the people that were there, he basically got very sick. And what was the exact thing he died of? Mark, do you remember?
No, I don't remember. I do know they cremated him, so we couldn't really find out.
Yeah, they cremated him before they could even do an autopsy, so anybody could really find out.
What year?
86, I think it was. But what happened was that for us in Scientology was they announced, it's a mandatory event, everybody come to the Palladium. We went to the Palladium and they announced L. Ron Hubbard could no longer do his research for spiritual expansion, so he had to, with a body. So he dropped his body so he could do further research into the spiritual world. And the people who are going to take over the church are Annie and Pat Broker, his best friends. Now, immediately after that, this little short guy comes on, David Miscavige, and he starts running the show. And all through my years, this was whatever, in the 80s, 90s, I'm like, what happened? How did Miscavige? What happened to Pat and Annie Broker? It was just like so weird. Finally, I get out, I sit down with Jesse Prince, who was in the very, very top of Scientology in their religious technology center. And he's out. And I said, Jesse, what happened to Pat and Annie Broker? And he said, you want to know what happened to Pat and Annie Broker? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, Hubbard got really sick of the church. He didn't want part of it, so he moved up north. He said, bring me $1 million a week. That's how much money I'm making. It's my church. I want the money in cash. So they'd pack it into a suitcase. They'd go to Vegas and gamble and goof around. And they'd go to Hubbard. He'd open it up, see it's $1 million, put it next to his bed. And this happened on and on and on, week after week or month after month. They'd bring him the $1 million. They had the stacks of $1 million cash. Finally, he dies, right? And Miscavige goes over to Pat Broker and says, either you get the hell out of here, or I'm going to put you in prison for the rest of your life for never paying taxes, transporting that money across state lines. That was the end of Pat Broker. We've never seen him since.
I think we should leave on a high note.
All